cameras should be on. We're gonna do math together. We're gonna correct lesson 42 from yesterday. So get that out with a red pen or a pencil. And we're gonna try to move through it as quick as possible. So this is lesson 42 that we're correcting. Make sure it says lesson 42 at the top of your page. Okay. For number 1, you needed to draw a pentagon. So if you drew a 5-sided figure, then it is fine. So it needs to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you drew a different shape, but it's a closed 5-sided figure, that's fine. It's a pentagon because a pentagon has 5 sides. All right. So if you drew a 5-sided figure that has straight sides, then it's fine. If you drew something with more or less than 5 sides, or that's curved or open, then it is wrong. While we're speaking about shapes, a quick note, on Friday, your test will have a lot of things about shapes and triangles and angles. So you might want to go back and look at those pages in your book, like on lesson 32, and just review what shapes are what and what angles are what. Okay, and we'll also be having stuff about adding and subtracting fractions like we did the last couple of days. Lucas, you have a question?
Yes, is it like this correct? That
Yep, that's fine. If it's 5 sides and it has closed, then it's fine. All right, number 2. Your answer needed to be 3,000 times, and you needed to have a formula. Okay, your formula should have been something like 60 times 50 equals 3,000, or you might have done it with division. Okay, but as long as you have 3,000 and a formula, it's fine. Vic?
Miss,
Yes?
do we have to put times?
If you just put 3,000, it's okay.
Okay.
All right, Alba?
Is it okay that instead of times, is it rattle streaks?
That's fine. As long as you put 3,000, it's fine. Marcos?
You can't really see my numbers, so can I make it like harder?
Yeah, but you don't have to ask me that every day. Just go ahead and do it. 3 degrees Fahrenheit would be number 3 with a formula. The formula would have been something like 101 minus 98, and it increased 3 degrees Fahrenheit. If you got something different than that, then it's wrong. Lucas?
yes. On number 2, is it correct if I put with a comma the 3,000?
Yes, that's always fine. Number 4.
And
Go ahead, Lucas.
and in 3, I did a formula with Fahrenheit, but when I wrote the final answer, I didn't put the Fahrenheit. Is it wrong?
Did you put degrees?
Yeah, I put degrees.
It's okay.
Okay.
Okay, 47 fewer books and a formula. If you just put 47 books, that's okay, but you need to have a formula. Samuel, you have a question?
Miss, could I go to my R2D2 from water? Because I'm thirsty.
Samuel, you can just go get water, but I'm not going to repeat, so you need to pay
Miss?
attention. Marcos? Your microphone is off, Marcos.
For number 4, I put 47 fewer.
That's fine. Okay, guys, if you have pretty much what I put, it's fine, okay? It's not that big a deal. Just use good judgment. I trust you. If you got the right answer, then leave it alone. If you got it wrong, then mark it wrong. Number 5, you needed to have 5 1/4 feet Okay,
Ma-
it's if you put 5.25 or 5.1 or 5 remainder 1, that's fine. Okay, any of those things. 5 1/4 is because one part goes to each of the 4 sections. Okay, but if you put 5.25 or 5 and 1 remainder 1, it's okay. Matthias?
It's wrong if in number 4 I didn't put an equation and just 47. Oops.
47 books is fine, but you have to have an equation.
And if I didn't do it, the equation is wrong.
Correct. Yeah, you
Okay.
need an equation because it tells you to have an equation. Rafa?
Miss, if in number 4 I only wrote 47 fewer, it's okay?
If you have an equation, if you didn't write an equation, then it's wrong. But if you put 47
Okay.
fewer, it's okay. But you have to have an equation. Samuel?
Miss, I have a question. Is it okay for number 5 if I put, or I think it's fine. I put foot instead of feet. It's okay.
Yeah. Marcos?
Okay.
If you don't put feet, it's wrong.
You should put feet.
Well, I didn't.
Okay. Well, then it's wrong. Isaki?
Question was the same as Marco, so it's wrong, right?
Right. Okay, we already know we have to label our work. Okay, we've done this every day. Sebastian, question?
No, nothing. I'll just say if I put 7 feels right, but it was wrong.
Okay. All right, we're gonna move on because we need to get going here. Number 6, you needed to draw 2 rectangles that were the same size and shade 3/4 of one rectangle and 3/5 of the other, and then compare the fraction. So this is what you had to have. This is not a choice. You had to have 2 rectangles that are the same size.
Miss, could them go vertically?
Yes, it doesn't matter if they're vertical or horizontal, but you needed to have them be the same. And then you needed to divide both of them up. So the first one needed to be in 3/4, so you need to have 4 spaces. The second one is talking about fifths. It's 3/5, so you had to have 5 spaces. Okay, and then you needed to shade the correct amount. So if you were shading, the first one was 3/4, so you needed to shade 3 sections, 1, 2, 3, and the other one was 3/5. So you needed to shade 3 sections, 1, 2, 3, and then you needed to draw a comparison that tells you that 3/5 is less than 3/4. Okay, it's super important that your rectangles are pretty much the same size, otherwise you wouldn't know the answer, right? Because if they're not, then it's hard to look and see which one is more or less. All right. This is way up here. Okay, number 7. Number 7 is 7/10. There's no other answer, so you had to have 7/10. Number 8 is 3 2/3. Number 9 is 3/10. Number 10 is 3. Number 11 is 2 1/2. You cannot put 2.5 because it tells you to write a mixed number. So it has to be 2.5. It has to be a whole number and a fraction. Lucas, you have a question?
Yeah. In number 6, I drew it with the squares of here. Does it count? Yes or no? The squares of the thing. Like this.
If you did it right, but that doesn't look like you did it right.
Yeah.
Alba?
Okay.
On number 10, if you wrote 3 and 0 out of 4, is it wrong or right?
You wrote 3 and 0 over 4.
Yeah.
It's okay, but next time you can just put the whole number.
Okay.
It also
If
works
you
3,
subtract
4.
the same thing, it makes it disappear, right? It's just nothing.
Miss, is also okay 3, 4.
Can't hear you, Rafa. It sounds muffled.
It's okay if we put 3, 4.
No. It needs to be 3, or it could be 3 and 0 over 4, but really it should just be 3. 12 should be 200. 13 should be 2/5. It needs to be a decimal. I mean, not a decimal, a fraction. 14 should be equal sign. 15 should be 50, or no, sorry, 0.50. Okay, 0.50. And it has to be a decimal because it says, what is the decimal part of a circle? Lucas?
If I put 0.5,
Yeah, that's always okay. If you put an extra 0 there or anywhere here, that's fine. Okay, it doesn't change the answer, but it has to have 0.5. If you put 0.5 by itself, that's also okay. It doesn't change the
Miss,
value. Matthias?
there, and it's okay, 0.50.
Yeah.
And there are helicopters passing from my house.
Helicopters? I can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isaki?
Miss, I put like every single way that it could be done. This question
All
for
right.
15.
Lucas? Lucas, do you have a question? All right, $26 and 34 cents. $26.34. 17 needs to be 5,467. Or you could write it with the comma, which would be nice. 4,067 either way. 18. Marley, you have a question?
Yes, and well, in number 16, it looks like I put a 1, but I didn't put a 1. It's my dot.
Okay. I trust you. In 19, 27,680. That's number 19. 20 should be $652.50. 21 should be 469,000. 22. Sorry, I have to turn the page. 22 is 434. 23 is $2.20. Lucas, you have a question?
That on number 22, I wrote remainder 0. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
24
and
oh, go ahead.
and on 23, by accident I wrote 2.200. Is it wrong?
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
25 should be 19 degrees Celsius. You should have the degree sign. I just don't have it on my computer. 19 degrees Celsius. 26 should be letter C. Okay, that's one of those things that you're definitely going to need to know for the test on Friday, what an obtuse angle is, what an acute angle is. So make sure you practice those. Go back and look at lesson 32 if you're not sure. Or no, 42. No, 32, 31. Sorry. Look at 31 if you need to know more about angles. Number 27 should be letter C again. 28 will be 5. 29 is 5/12. Rafa, you have a question?
For number 28, if I wrote m equals 5, is okay?
Yep, that's good.
Okay.
30, you needed to have yes, and then explain, or you could put correct. And you would talk about the fact that they're close or that you rounded and how you did it, something like that. Emmanuel?
In number 29, why is it 5/12? Shouldn't it be like one fraction for each letter?
The first one, no, because it says 2/12 of the months start with the letter A, and 3/12 begin with J, and then they asked how many altogether, so you had to add those together, and then you get 5/12. All right, so you should put your number correct over 30. So 30 goes on the bottom. You get 1 point for your name and 1 point for writing lesson 42 at the top of your paper. So your total goes up here, 28 over 30 or whatever you got right. All right. Okie doke. We're gonna move on to lesson 43. All right, lesson 43 is about more arithmetic with mixed numbers. That means adding with mixed numbers. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today is how we add with mixed numbers. We will continue to study word problems that have mixed number answers. Okay, remember a mixed number is a number that has a whole number and a fraction. Okay, so a mixed number could look like 3 1/4 or 5 2/10. Okay, anything that has one whole number and a fraction is a mixed number. It could even be a big whole number like 307 1/2. Okay, that's a mixed number because it has a whole number and it has a fraction. A whole number and a fraction is a mixed number, okay? So here is a word problem that's going to give us a mixed number answer. The local pizzeria will donate 14 pizzas. So we know we are dealing with the number 14. How many pizzas will there be for each of the 3 classes of 6th graders? Okay, so we have 3 classes. So we're going to divide because it says how much is there going to be for each class. Okay, and there's 3 classes. How many times does 3 go into 14? Someone raise your hand and tell me. Nobody knows how many times 3 goes into 14?
4
right.
times.
Four
Good.
times.
Thank you, Joel. 4 times. Okay.
For 12.
Okay, and then we get 12. So we have 2 left over, but this time we're talking about mixed numbers. So our remainder would have been 2, but how am I going to write that as a mixed number?
4.2.
No, that's a decimal. We need a fraction.
Is it like with a fraction?
Yep, that's a mixed number. Adriel?
4.5.
No, we're talking about a mixed number. Samuel? I can't hear you, Samuel, for some reason. Joel?
Is it 4 2/3?
It is 4 2/3. How do you know that, sir?
Because I did the math.
Good. Okay. Your bottom number is going to be this number here. Okay. And the top number is your remainder. So when they want a mixed number answer on your division, you just put the outside number of your division as your denominator, and you put your remainder as the numerator. Good job, Joel. Thank you. Awesome. Let's try one more here. At home, Mario uses a bread machine to make bread. To make 3 loaves of bread, so here's our number 3, Mario uses 7 cups of whole wheat flour. Which quotient, remember quotient is our answer, so which quotient represents the number of cups of flour that Mario uses to make 1 loaf of bread? This quotient is going to tell me what kind of problem am I doing. The quotient is the answer to what kind of problem? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, Genesis?
Division.
No, not division.
Multiplication.
Oh, no, sorry. You were right. Division. I'm sorry. Okay, so division is correct. I'm just tired. I haven't even started my coffee yet. Good. So we're going to need to do division to figure out our answer. Now, 3 goes into 7 how many times? Samuel? Santiago?
2
2.
times
And 2 times 3 is what?
6.
6. Okay, so our remainder is 1, but we know we want to do a mixed number. So what am I going to do up here? Genesis?
3 and 1/2.
Not 3 and 1/2. We have 2 as our whole number.
2 and 6/7.
No, not quite. Santiago?
2 and 1/3.
Good, 2 and 1/3. Remember that our remainder is going to become our numerator, and our number that we started with over here outside the division box comes over and becomes our denominator. Marcos, you have a question?
I wanted to answer the question.
Oh, all right. Let's try this one. A whole circle is 100% of the circle. If a circle is divided into thirds, then each third is what percent of the circle? Marcos, you know?
Oh, yeah, I think it's 30
Why do you think it's 30?
because I counted up to 30, 60, and then, oh no, it's 40, I think.
Not quite. 40 would make it too much, and 30 would be too
Oh yeah,
little.
it's 35.
No,
then.
not 35. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to say 100. We're going to divide again, right? We have 100
divided by 3.
divided by 3. Good. So, Marcos, how many times does 3 go into 10?
3 times for 9.
Good. 3 times, and it leaves us 9. So we're going to do some subtraction here. We get 1, and we're going to drop down
1.
And how many times does 3 go into 10 again?
It goes into it 3 times.
Okay. And 3 times 3 is 9. It would just
So
keep on going, right?
Remainder 1.
Remainder 1. So we have 33, and then what do we put as our remainder if we're going to write it as a mixed number?
1/3. 33 and 1/3.
Good. 33 and 1/3%. We got to put our percent because that's what we were talking about. Okay, so 33 and 1/3%. So that means each part of this circle is 33 and 1/3%. So as a fraction, it's 1/3, but as a percent, it's 33 and 1/3. Okay, good. We're gonna go ahead and give you some time to work on your math. So your math today is pages 273 to 274. You only need to do 1 to 15. Okay, so only 15 problems today, only the front page. 1 to 15. All right, if you already did the Exodus, then awesome, you got some extra credit.
Thank you.
Okay, so 1 to 15. Good job. I will see you in 20 minutes for Bible. So at 9:15, Bible, if you need help with math, you can stay here. If not, you can go take a break and come back at 9:15.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
You're welcome. Good job.